show here. Crypto Media Friends. We're talking about the Metaverse NFTs, kind of how they relate to media and entertainment, but a lot of that is contained within sort of, tokenomics and looking at platforms. And currently, the gaming narrative meeting the, the roll-up narrative, I think is really infused in today's focus, Immutable X, because those who believed in both narratives were richly rewarded in a bit of a bear day. I think this was the only bright spot within the bear day. It's kind of curling up a bit based upon a lot of, consternation as to how important cryptocurrency is currently, in world affairs. I think there's starting to be a leveling out, but as I talked about very early this year, welcome to the show if you haven't been here before. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because you don't get this information on time. If you're reading this 6 months later, it's too late. I apologize. So this is why I encourage everybody to subscribe so that we can have these conversations, and you can drop stuff in the comments and I'll respond to them, and we'll have a conversation about the actual moment. And so in the moment, Immutable X, up 50% based upon, boom, that news. And look at that volume, guys. That is trading over its current market cap, just hand over hand, on the speculativeness of this announcement. And the announcement that gave it that kick was that they got a valuation of $2.5 billion off a $200 million raise. So they're able to play with $200 million of capital, which is going to be fantastic for this project, and in any project really. Having that, go to their website. They're going to have jobs available. I think again the ZK Rollup narrative kind of caught fire early before the bear, and gaming in the same way. And everybody was high on Immutable X because it sort of satisfied both, because it was approaching itself and also giving itself a branding of being the gaming chain. And so whether it's fast enough, I question, but to really handle some because right now we're talking about Gods Unchained is sort of their big go-to right now, and it's turn-based fantasy card game, and that's dope. You have NFTs and have a nice turn-based game. When you start adding all these elements of backgrounds and video, like these sort of things, it's kind of hard to imagine something currently existing right now being able to handle that. So forward-looking, future-looking, I'm interested in them communicating what it is that they have planned for the future, because it makes sense now. We are doing NFT games, sure. Do they have the speed of erratics and so this valuation put them in terms of market cap at 400 million, which places them 163rd. Seems a bit low, right? These are I felt Immutable is a bit more developed than Audius to some degree. It has the potential, I feel like in terms of progress, Immutable X is really gaining steam, certainly with Gary Vee's help. Moonbeam, as we all know, slightly undervalued. But erratics, was just like, we went over this in the erratics video, is, to an order of magnitude faster. But, they were, as they were developing, their narrative was about DeFi, because they wanted to process DeFi. Once they come to market, I'm sure that narrative is going to change to whatever the heck is going on in the narrative. Ooh, look at how far, look at how far 1 inch has fallen. So many giants have fallen. Sushi swap, boy. Safe Moon, oh, synthetics, poor synthetics. But Immutable X, it seems like that, but it's like, that valuation, where's that valuation? If you look at the fully diluted valuation, it's actually trading over that at $3.4 billion. So in terms of its value and pricing, there's never any financial advice here. There's just an observation of where it's at. But I think it got there, and it's coming here because of these narratives, and also because of just the strong hand of a Gary Vaynerchuk. You look at sort of the brands, the collabs that you have going on here. I feel like, who isn't, just a client at VaynerMedia of some sort. It seems like, when we talk about TikTok, the dude talks about TikTok nonstop. Has he been right? Hell yeah, he's been right. But you look at sort of, well, how much of a vig is he getting? How, what's his level of investment here, other than being, a soothsayer of the future of cryptocurrency? You look at Layer 2 solution designed for games and NFTs. Did a Series C, giving it a valuation 2.5, $200 million with participating Chinese gaming giant Tencent and Metaverse investment firm Animoca Brands. So, kind of, very strong, positive partnerships there. And again, the sort of the Gary Vee train, bringing book games, I think for me is how I arrived at it. I was just like, oh, okay, what is book games? I don't understand it. I got the Immutable X wallet just to try and gauge what was going on, and I got to the marketplace and was just confounded. I didn't quite know. I was like, oh, do I want a wooden frame or do I want a silver frame? Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you're into book games, and please enlighten us in the comments section of what the hell book games is about, because it is very cloud-like at the moment, and I don't understand. And I want to understand, because I'm sure he's going to deliver some value, as he is with VCon. I think he's just so focused on VCon and delivering one hell of a live IRL experience that I think is really going to be seminal in our space, as was Bored Apes NFT NYC. Go check out that video if you're a subscriber to the channel. You know all about that and how that created a massive bull run, especially for those apes right after and heading into, as I explained, Miami. So this, the Immutable X platform, I think, is just going to be so important. Like, I can't see it not being important, to creators to understand and to, I really thought Polygon was going to corner the market, but I think they're just kind of getting maybe spread too thin. I think this seminal sort of thing that these platforms need is they need the big splash. They need the ability to work with, sort of the open seas of the world, as well as having the big games. And I think, that's Polygon was going after that, but I feel like they're going very, I don't know, they're casting a large net. They're making the calls to a lot of developers and a lot of projects and trying to just bring everybody in. And certainly within that catch, there's going to be, some major projects. But I think here, Immutable is very strategic, and they're keying in on the partnerships. And here, in this press release, it's like, start off with that zero knowledge technology, ZK Rollups, hello, and also, using being energy conscious. And I think that's, important to new buyers into the space. They want to understand, they want to collect, all the cool stuff, but they want to have the ability to say, like, hey, I'm not contributing to the demise of our planet. Polygon, another big thing with Polygon, you guys, subscribers would know that we covered the Snoop Dogg drops, and that was in Polygon. And I did a separate video just on how frustrating it was to wait, ostensibly 45 minutes for a transaction on Polygon. Granted, it's amazing that they can do, the one transaction, do thousands of transactions, and then put it one time onto the blockchain for, one low gas fee for them. And across, spread that cost to pennies, across those making those transactions. But it was certainly frustrating in a drop, especially in a mint. And so, maybe it's something to do with a transfer over once a mint is done. I think there's a lot of strategies dealing with that currently with video bandwidth and with bandwidth of when platforms drop, of having the bandwidth to execute the mint and then putting it on IPFS. And so, amid other notable, I was anticipating. You see how I trailed off? I was anticipating that the vacuum was going to go off, because I could hear here at the Hollywood studio they like to get into vacuuming a bit early. It's like 7:30 LA time here, guys. Usually just a little later. Other scaling solutions, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. Immutable X has attempted to carve out a niche as a platform designed for the games and NFTs. And so they had the huge GameStop announcement. Nobody quite knows what it is other than GameStop kind of cashed out a lot of Immutable X tokens, and it caused a bit of a price dump because they flooded the market with a third, apparently, of their allocated funding because they needed cash. GameStop needs cash. If they want to do something, they potentially could, and it sounds like something that's very cool. It's a brand name, honestly, in this space, and that has a lot of cachet. And so, does it equal Web3 dominance? We're about to find out. And so, but bringing social app TikTok on Immutable X, it's just like really, you say one and it just goes right into the other. Gary Vaynerchuk's VFriends Ethereum NFT project has used the scaling solution for its book game NFT promotion. And this is the important part of the news, I think. Everyone's kind of been waiting for it, but I think since it hasn't happened yet, I think this might be a nice sort of jolt in terms of understanding how powerful Immutable X could be in the space once it does get integration into OpenSea. That would be massive. So it's like, if you know about it now, hi, welcome, subscribe, hit the bell notification, you might do well, zero financial advice, to understand its importance when it does go on OpenSea. It might be a bit of a surprise for the general public. I think degens like you and I welcome, and we're going to know. But I think that looking at sort of pricing indicators as sort of the market sort of ebbs and flows might be interesting to look at. And so again, I don't like talking about pricing, but I do like looking at projects that have potential to grow in the space and vis-a-vis pricing. And so the pricing for me is more an indicator of its strength within the marketplace. It's perceived strength in the marketplace, right? And so with that, I think it's a bit sort of on the outskirts still. Everyone keeps talking about it. It's been in conversations, but I think their strategic partnerships might bode well. When maybe Guild of Guardians is going to be the game. Every game with a G, apparently. They have the tabs on. So, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let me know what you think about Immutable X. I feel like it has, just some great word of mouth, and we all, know it in this space to some degree. But I think that, it's been beaten down. Big announcements like valuation, and I think another big announcement if it gets into OpenSea, and if it can do any better than Polygon's experience of transactions on OpenSea, they're going to be on to something. Because I think if you're a seller, you're going to want to go with something that's a bit faster than the Polygon experience, honestly. But subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.